All right, everyone, welcome to a special Sunday edition of Marketing and Scotch. And actually, it's kind of sunny outside today, and I decided that today was going to be marketing and martinis. So I have a nice Kettle One martini here, super chilled, clean, basically just a shot of vodka to fancy less. I've got my blue cheese stuffed olives, which I'll work on here in a second. And you can see I'm a little bit more casual than normal, but it is Sunday. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about marketing agencies and the biggest problem that marketing agencies have. I started my first agency in 2006, and before that I had done marketing for big firms, large corporations, helped start some very large online companies. And when I started my marketing agency in 2006, it was called National Charity Services. It had one product. It served the nonprofit niche specifically in car donations. So between 2006 in 2012, that agency did one single thing. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today is success in running a marketing agency really has everything to do with having one product. There's so many agencies, when I go onto their website, you can buy web development, social media management, pay-per-click, content. You can just buy all of these individual things. Now, the reality is that in today's world, successful marketing really is lead generation. So if you're a lead generation agency, you need to be able to do all of those things. But if you've got clients coming to you for individual pieces like that, unless you're a large agency that's been around a long time, you've got a lot of great project managers, you've got a lot of general managers, you've got a nice, like a 6-layer company, then you're probably not going to be successful with that wide variety. I've got a lot of friends in the marketing space. A buddy who does e-commerce, the best in the world at it. A buddy that does authority content or being the authority, the best in the world at it. And you know why they're the best in the world at those things? Because they concentrate on those. Whether they're local marketers, a friend that runs a content creation company, you don't go to him and ask him, hey, can you do SEO for me? He's like, no, dude, we do content. The friend that does the e-commerce, you don't go to him and say, hey, can you do pay-per-click management for a nonprofit fundraising website? He's going to say, no, you don't. Let me refer you to someone else because I work in the e-commerce space, anything related to e-commerce. So if you're sitting there as a digital marketer or you want to be a digital marketer and you're struggling to make money, it's probably because your product menu is way too big. So here's the formula that I use. First off, it starts with a sip of a martini, and then it's going to go to a blue cheese stuffed olive. The secret to a good blue cheese stuffed olive is hand stuffing them yourself. And if you go to World Market, for $8 they actually have an olive stuffer. It's a little metal contraption so that you can get more cheese in these things than normal. It just makes them 10 times better. So I run a pretty large agency now. We have multiple divisions and multiple niches. And still, every November, for me, is what I call Know My Numbers November as I start to plan for the next year. And this year, when we looked at the 4 divisions that we were running at that time, we found that 60% of our income was coming from one division that took about 20% of our time. Those are rounded numbers. Like I say, it was like 18.93% or something like that. But if 60% of our income was coming from something that we spent 20% of our time doing, what does that tell us? Well, that one division makes more money than all the other divisions. Remember, 60% versus 40% for the other 3. And it's only taking 1/5 of our time. So then we looked at it, and what that was national SEO. A lot of people say SEO is dead. You'll even hear me say that sometimes. But when it's done right, it's not. It's a lot harder to do. Then we looked at like our local marketing division. It was 10% of our income, and it was 65% of our labor. Because we didn't have the right systems and procedures. We had this long list of 396 things that it took in order to be successful in local marketing. And when we did it, we were. All of our local marketing clients are very happy. But it wasn't good business. So what did we do? Well, we got rid of a lot of the problem clients, the ones that were paying lower amounts of money. We cut the amount of work that we did in half. So we stopped it from being a local SEO, a local citation, and we switched it into local lead gen. And that really allowed us to focus in on first pay-per-click, get the client successful, and then citations and everything to keep lowering the overall cost per click or cost per acquisition. And today, that division's income has doubled and the labor has dropped by 30%. And now we're going to look to cut that in half again by partnering with a company that specializes in local marketing. It's not going to be our specialty. We're not going to try to do everything or be everything to everyone. We want to specialize in what we're good at. Like drinking martinis on a Sunday. I don't know what part of the country you're in, or by the time you watch this, what day of the week it is. It's in Ohio here. We woke up to a half inch of snow on the ground again. But it's nice and sunny out. It's not necessarily warm, but I went out, fired up the grill this morning, got it cleaned off, got some beautiful steaks for later. Totally off topic. But if you're not enjoying life, then what's the use of doing any of this? So, from an agency standpoint, I've coached a lot of students that wanted to start marketing agencies. They wanted to bring a product to market, whether it's an info product, it's a service product, a book, white paper, whatever it is that they want to bring to market to try to make money on the internet. And what I often find is they put the cart before the horse. They want to build a team before they go out and sell. So we've talked about having the right single product. Start with one product, keep narrowing it down. I talked about how my company has multiple divisions because we've been doing this for so long, but even we examine each division against each other from an income and an expense or time flow ratio so that we know what to concentrate on, we know what to reconfigure, and we know what to eliminate or outsource when needed. So once you've done that and you've got that product, then the question comes, do I go build a team that can implement that product, or do I start selling it? 90% of people want to go build the team. The problem is that if you have an idea in your head about how you're going to do something, and you start to build a team around that idea, but you're not actually doing it for clients, meaning there's no client expectation, there's no client reporting, no client communication, no ROI model, then you could spend a lot of time building a team to deliver a product that doesn't actually fit what the market needs. I've actually done that a few times. That's been my biggest problem with information products, or like plugins and software and things like that. I start with an idea, I build it, then I sell it to customers. And then I spend the next 6 months rebuilding it in order for it to actually be what the market wants. A lot of wasted money. The very first product that we ever did was supposed to be a tool to automate the syndication of content via a spinning tool before spinning became taboo, and I spent like $40,000 on that product before I ever tried to sell it. And then when we tried to sell it, it had something to do with blog networks or something, Google changed their algorithm and it was no longer worth anything. And then in a matter of 30 days, we turned it into a plugin, went out, sold 3,600 versions or 3,600 units of it. And the reality is it was that last month that made the money. The 18 months of playing with it, playing with the idea, and not actually bringing it to market just cost me tons and tons of money. So once you have your product, the first thing you want to do is you want to implement it on yourself. Anytime that I talk to someone and they're selling an info product, they're selling a service, and I look at their website or I look at what they're doing and something doesn't match up, meaning they're selling a product but they haven't implemented it on themselves, how does that make any sense? So if you looked at our website right now, I'd admit, not the greatest SEO, but we're doing lead gen. And if you looked at our traffic, if you looked at our cost per conversion, you looked at all the ads that we're doing out there, you would see that we're doing an amazing job with lead gen, so I'm confident in selling lead generation. I get people that come to me and they want to resell, white label our products. I used to talk with them, try to work out deals and try to train them on how to do things. And they never wanted to buy the service for themselves. They're like, no, you know what, I don't need it, I just want to go out and sell it. Well, that doesn't really make any sense. If you're not implementing the service on yourself, one, how do you know it works? Two, how do you have something to show people? One of our products right now is our reputation management tool. One of the very first things that we do in our webinar, we do on any sales call, is we show people the results that we've gotten for our own firm. We show them that we dominate the first page, we dominate the second. And at this point, we're actually starting to dominate the third and fourth because the automation has just started to expand so much. It makes it real easy for us to sell that. If a client wants reputation management, they come to us and we show them the results that we've had with our own agency, the results that we've had with some of the test clients that we've done. We never show the results of real clients in reputation management because that's just a recipe for disaster. Why wouldn't they buy from us? So if you're thinking about it, why wouldn't a customer buy from you? If you've got a product that you're trying to sell, have you implemented it on yourself? Especially with information products. I know a couple that was a coaching student of mine 2 years ago. And when they first came to me, they had spent 18 months trying to build a product to teach people how to do business. Very generic, not niche specific, not laser targeted. I worked with them for probably about 3 or 4 months before I stopped coaching, and it was the same problem every time. When are you going to sell it? Well, we're not ready to sell it. What are you going to sell? Well, we're still working on that. So you figure that in the entire time that they've been working on this, 2 years, and they've never tried to bring the product to market. They've sent a couple emails here and there. They've tried to reach affiliate deals, but a smart affiliate says, hey, show me the EPCs. What is my commission going to be? How much of this are you selling? What is your conversion rates? So if you're not selling, what you have doesn't actually exist. It's just an idea. Nobody pays you money for ideas. I would pay good money for a martini like this. I'm very particular about my vodka. I love Kettle One for a nice clean martini. Huge fan of Tito's on the rocks. For some reason, Tito's in a martini just doesn't mix with the olives the right way. And I'll mess around with some other vodkas if I'm at a party and I need just a mixer. But it's going to be Kettle One and Tito's. I can live off of those two when it comes to alcohol. I was talking to my fiance this morning, and I kind of saw, like, you know what, it's sunny out. I don't really want to do a scotch. I think I'm going to do a martini. And I started to think about last summer. It's like I drink martinis all summer long. Of course, a couple beers here and there, so a lot of margaritas, wine at dinner. So maybe martinis are my summer drink and scotch is my winter drink. Again, off topic, but enjoy life. So if you were to ask yourself right now, what is it that's stopping you from being successful in your marketing agency or in your marketing in general? And we talk about having a single product and then selling it before building it. The third part is scaling it. When it comes to scaling as a marketing agency, there's like this glass ceiling. Well, not like, there is this glass ceiling. Let's take back. If 1,000 people go out to start an agency, 100 of them are going to make some money. Why? Because that's 10%. 10% of people are actually going to put forth the effort to accomplish something. Out of that 100, 90 of them are never going to break through the glass ceiling that I'm going to talk about. And of the 10 that do, I'm going to tell you why. That glass ceiling is about 25 clients or about $25,000 a month. The reason that exists is the people that reach that level understand I've got a single product and I go out and sell it. Third part is building the team for scaling. It's very hard to get past that point. You figure that's 25 clients, about $300,000 a year. That's good money. A lot of people, as an owner of that company, would be making between $50,000 and $100,000 net into their own pocket. And a lot of people don't have that mindset, like, I don't need to make more than $100,000, because $100,000 in reality, it's not going to buy you a mansion, it's not going to buy you a Bentley, but it's going to give you a really good life. So they just don't have the hunger to go past it. Systems and procedures are required to build a 7-figure marketing agency. National Charity Services, before I sold it, got up to, we were on pace to do about, well, 2011 we did 3.2 million, and in 2012, I really thought that we'd break that 4 million mark, but I ended up selling it the spring of 2012. And those numbers, I mean, you can Google them. National Charity Services, Inc. Magazine's fastest growing companies, the numbers are there. It takes a lot of verification to get into Inc. Magazine's fastest growing companies list. The big transition for me, I started the agency in 2006. We didn't do much business that year. I think 2007 we might have did 150,000. In 2008, like 700,000. Then 2009, it was like 900,000, and I looked and I'm like, well, what is wrong? Why can't I grow this faster? And it really came down to systems, procedures, and team. So this doesn't make me sound like a good person, but in 2009, I eliminated almost my entire staff. And between 2009 and 2010, I went and hired top-notch, high-quality college graduates with marketing degrees or business degrees, depending on where I needed them, and people with experience to fill other spots. I basically increased my labor costs by about 40% in a matter of 90 days to have the same number of people on my team, but then all of a sudden I went from like 900,000 to 2 million, from 2 million to 3.2 million. And the numbers were just starting to extrapolate and grow like crazy, but 2 years of being Inc. Magazine's fastest growing companies and the investors were just beating down the door, and I took an out. That's what we're told we're supposed to do. That's another story for another time. Your skills are only going to get you so far. Your team is going to take you the rest of the way. It's something that internet entrepreneurs, digital marketing entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs in general really face. Very few people in every industry has that glass ceiling transition from being successful in their industry, meaning making a good living that most people in this world would kill for, to really making it, making that $250,000 or that $500,000 a year net income. That transition comes from having the right people, and then more importantly, realizing when you don't have the right people. Not every person can be trained to be the right person. You might like them, they might have the right education, but if they don't have that fire in their gut, if they don't have that motivation to do better and to always be improving, then they're probably not the right person. And you've got to be able to realize that. So let's do a quick recap. 1, Kettle One for clean martinis. 2, hand-stuffed blue cheese stuffed olives using an olive stuffer so that you can get a maximum amount of cheese in there. 3, martinis are for summer, Scotch is for winter. Oh yeah, maybe we should talk about marketing. All right. Number 1 in marketing, start with a single product. I ran a campaign recently called The Perfect Product, and I had somebody point out to me, like, Roger, one of the very first things that you say in every event that you do, every speech that you make, every presentation that you do, is that perfection doesn't exist. In fact, I say that perfection is a mythical state of being that deters speed of implementation. So I ran a campaign for The Perfect Product, and I realized that I was kind of contradicting myself. So it doesn't need to be the perfect product, but it has to be a product that is so successful that you've implemented it on your own business, and you've proven that it is successful so that you can show that to other people. So the singular product is the very first thing that you want to work on. And if you don't think that you have the perfect product yet, or you're trying to market too many things, make sure that you're examining each of those so that you get the right one, you find the right cash flow from it. Oh, this just tastes so good. Then, once you're done with the perfect product, again, a product that at least is good enough for you to sell on yourself, go out and sell it. Don't build it, sell it. Once people start buying it, you will perfect it much, much faster if you're implementing it for other people, because their feedback is going to be the valuable part that helps you to improve it, to perfect it, if that exists. And then the third thing is in order to scale it, make sure that you build the right team. Not just a team, not the $5 an hour outsourcer. Maybe it's a $35 an hour project manager that can handle 50 clients instead of the one that has trouble handling 5. When you do those 3 things in a row, you will be successful in marketing. You will be successful in digital marketing, internet marketing, whatever you want to call it. If you don't do those things, you're not going to be successful. You might get to that glass ceiling, 25 clients, $300,000 a year in gross income, $100,000 a year in net income. And if that's enough for you, more power to you. Don't forget, if you're not growing, you're dying, because you're always one client away. And if you're still struggling after this, leave me a comment below and tell me why you're struggling. Or click the link below and set up a time for us to talk to see if maybe I can help you to stop struggling. None of this is hard. The hard part is putting in the effort. If you're willing to put in the effort, real effort, time and time again, continuously, everything else is scientific. It really is. It's not artful. It's not luck. It's pure science. You could probably even write an equation or a formula that dictates the level of success that you're going to have based on these 3 fundamentals plus the effort that it takes to make these successful. So I'm Roger. You're actually in my Scotch library, as I used to call it, my nerd cave. I put a nice Facebook post up the other day, and a lot of people gave me a lot of fun names. And I'm thinking about moving this from my house into my office so that I can use it more often. The only reason I'm using it right now, my fiance's at the gym. If she found me working on a Sunday, she'd be okay with the martini, the working part not so much. But this was just something that I was really thinking about and I wanted to record for a while, is how to have a successful digital marketing agency. I'm not in a suit today. I don't even know if my hair's combed all that well. I just felt like this was good information to put out there. so that I can meet people that are in the digital marketing space or the online marketing space or agency space that are maybe struggling a little bit and could use some guidance. I've built multiple multi-million dollar online businesses. I've helped students go from the $25,000 a month to the $90,000 a month mark. I've helped them go from the $15,000 a month to the $45,000 a month in under 90 days. And it's very simple. You apply these 3 rules to the people, process, product formula, and you're successful. And if you're interested in having that level of success in your marketing agency, or even if you're just thinking about starting a marketing agency, get in touch with me. I can help. My team can help. My experience can help. Looking forward to talking with each and every one of you. I'm going to go finish this martini and then put some steaks on the grill, enjoy a nice bottle of wine with my fiance when she comes home, and enjoy the life that I have because I work so damn hard. Talk to y'all later. Bye.